information, the unit rolls out. The additional information is passed on en route to the fire.
Before we go any further, let's hear what some more members of the public have to say about the work of the Jamaica Fire Brigade.
Sometimes them come fast and sometimes them don't come on time.
Well, most of the times, not all the while.
I mean, I think they respond as quickly as they can with the equipment and the resources that they have.
Them need to move a little faster and respond more faster. You understand me? Them need new equipment.
It take a little time before them come by. That time a lot of things can occur.
Some more concerns, Emilio.
Certainly.
Time, as you mentioned before, does seem like an eternity when one is in a crisis. I think one of the things to point out is that the calls don't come directly to the particular fire station in question,
right,
but goes through a telecommunications company.
Right. What actually happens is that we actually advise persons it is best to know the number to your nearest fire station. Because unless you call your fire station directly, once you call one of the emergency numbers, 110 for instance, or 119, it has to go through a process. This process sometimes takes a little bit of time.
So it is important. It's an important
very,
tip
very important
to know
your nearest
numbers.
fire station.
So these are numbers we can put up at strategic places in our homes,
yes,
or
yes,
in the business places.
We usually suggest to persons, if you have a land phone, put it up next
right
to the
there.
land phone.
Very important.
In the
point.
kitchen, sometimes
yes,
at home, some of the fires start in the kitchen.
Yes.
You stick it on the refrigerator, and everybody in the house who can dial and give that kind of information should know the number as well. We try to make the fire station numbers easy to remember. So persons will gravitate to it quickly. The situation is, however, though, when you call 110, for instance, I'll just relate one instance. Persons, again, even though they are not paying for this call, they don't want to stay on the line to give sufficient information.
I see.
This is another situation that can lead to delays. The example I'm going to be pointing out to you, some time ago a call came in through 110 from Mona. We got the call and we sent out a unit from Halfway Tree Station to respond to the Mona area. The situation was sketchy, so we just responded to the Mona area,
yes,
searching for a fire. About half an hour after that, a call came in to the fire brigade headquarters, and they were complaining that the fire station is 5 minutes away from Mona. They called the fire station about half an hour ago, and they haven't seen the unit responding as yet. When we checked the situation out, it was actually Mona and St. Mary.
Oh, Mona and St. Mary?
Right. The fire was in Mona and St. Mary, but because that person did not stay on the line to give the critical bits of information that we needed, we sent a unit to the Mona that we know.
So it's important.
Very important that you give the information that we require of you.
Information. What are some of the other important tips? What are the things that we can do, especially at this time of the year, to prevent fires in the households?
What we usually say to persons, at this time of the year, we are expecting increased consumption of alcohol. You have to be moderate in whatever you are doing. If you are not in charge, if you don't see yourself as being fully in charge of all your senses, so to speak, it is best to get somebody else to do the cooking and that kind of situation. Because what you need to be looking at is, if you're cooking and you are not fully in charge, you might turn a burner on and then you try to light another burner, for instance. And when this gas starts circulating now, bearing in mind that this gas is less dense than air, so it will be floating around in the air. The minute you strike that match or that lighter, you're setting the whole place ablaze. The other situation is this. If we look at the way the Christmas lights are made, at the back of the plug-ins, you have another area there you can plug another light in. What we recommend to persons, don't plug more than 3 sets of light into one socket. Anything over 3 sets will be overloading. And if you look at the box, the boxes are I think it's on the back of the boxes as well that the lights come in. They will also advise you of these things. However, from time to time, you see persons plugging in a whole lot into one socket. They just plug into the back and they keep it going. That's another situation that persons have to be very careful of, overloading of electrical circuits during this time of the year.
Okay.
You have to watch for that as well. And the situation of drinking and partying, you have to make sure that you're fully in charge of what it is that you are doing. Take all the necessary tips. If you're for instance, you're consuming cake and sorrel, you want to keep the alcohol level in the cake and the sorrel to a minimum. Another thing we recommend to persons, if you're cooking, don't ever leave the cooking unattended. And that has to do with all year round. Anything at all can happen. We remember we had a situation earlier in the year. A man was in Clarendon, he was cooking, and he was also building a chicken coop on the outside. And he left it there, it dried out, and it started a fire in the kitchen. He lost his house. Very dangerous.
Anything about how we use equipment or wires in the home?
All right. And this is something for all year round as well. Electrical cords that you are running.
Yeah.
First of all, I always tell persons you have two types of electricians. One that I classify as a burnified electrician and the other one who is a bona fide electrician. It might cost you a bit more to get a certified electrician to do the wiring in your house. But when you look at it, it is penny wise and pound foolish to be thinking otherwise. Because this other electrician who you know from down the road to be an electrician will come in and he'll actually do the wiring for you. But is the wiring up to specifications that will actually prevent your place? This is an investment, you know.
True.
This is a lifetime investment for some persons. You have to be careful of the decisions you take. Also, no, I don't really want to be picking on the females.
Yes,
but this usually goes to the females. Because they don't want to spoil the aesthetics of a room.
Yes.
They don't want to be running the extension cords on the top of the carpet.
No.
They want to be hiding it because it doesn't look neat.
Yes.
I have a friend who would say it looks tacky.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, it might look that way, but it's the best thing, because in the event that electrical wire starts chafing or it starts to lose its integrity, you'll be able to see it if it's a surface wire. If it's hidden under the furniture, you'll find that movements of the furniture can also chafe the wire as well. And the insulation after a while gets worn.
Very useful tips. We really have to bring you back. You have given us a lot of useful and potentially life-saving information. Emilio Ebanks, Public Relations Officer of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, urging all of us, in effect, to be safe during this season. Next week, I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a very pleasant evening.
And this is where we'll have to close the pages of this edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us tomorrow for our special New Year's Day program. Till then, remember you can view this and other programs online at www.jis.gov.jm. While you're at it, give us your feedback at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I'm Samantha Allen, wishing for you and yours a joy-filled new year. See you in 2010.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.